On May 8th, the Pentagon did something unprecedented. At least, that's the headline we've all been waiting for. A single historic data dump. Every secret UFO file, finally confirming what so many have suspected for decades. Of course, that day hasn't actually happened, yet. But the real story is that the dam of secrecy is already breaking. For the last few years, the Department of Defense has been quietly, and sometimes not so quietly, releasing official videos, data, and reports that all point to one critical fact. They are seeing things in our skies that they simply cannot explain. We're about to break down the most shocking military videos and official documents that have actually been released to the public. Let's be honest. For years, the conversation about UFOs has been stuck between grainy, faked photos and just wild speculation. But that's changing. The United States government itself has stepped out of the shadows and is now formally investigating what it calls UAPs, unidentified anomalous phenomena. In this video, we're doing our own investigation. We're going to separate the hard facts from the fiction, using the government's own words and evidence. We'll analyze the most significant declassified footage and reports. And by the end, you'll have a clear picture of what our military is seeing, what the Pentagon is admitting, and the huge questions that are still out there. This isn't about belief, it's about evidence. All right, so what's actually going on? The hub for all this new transparency is a real government office, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO. This is the official Pentagon group tasked with investigating UAP reports from all branches of the U.S. military. They even have a public website, aro.mil, which is the official place for declassified info. Now, this didn't just happen voluntarily. It came after years of pressure from Congress and a growing number of credible military witnesses. The turning point was a landmark report in 2021 from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. It analyzed 144 incidents reported by military aviators between 2004 and 2021. At the time, they could only explain one of them. The other 143 were a complete mystery. That report forced the issue into the mainstream and led to the creation of AARO. Now, AARO has since stated that many of those original cases were likely just airborne clutter, like balloons or even plastic bags. But the report had already lit a fire. The government's new official stance isn't to dismiss these sightings, but to collect data on them. The stated goal is to identify threats to national security. But in doing so, they've started to publicly acknowledge a phenomenon that's been secretly documented for over 75 years. This isn't a conspiracy theory anymore. It's a matter of public record. The most compelling evidence comes directly from the military's own advanced sensor technology. Let's break down the most famous cases the Pentagon has officially released. First up, the one that started it all, the 2004 USS Nimitz encounter, better known as the Tic Tac video. Filmed off the coast of San Diego, this infrared footage shows a small, white, oblong object, maneuvering in ways that just seem to defy our understanding of physics. Multiple elite FA-18 Super Hornet pilots from the Nimitz Carrier Strike Group saw the object with their own eyes. Commander David Fravor, one of those pilots, described it as moving erratically, with no wings, no rotors, and no visible means of propulsion. The Pentagon officially declassified and released this footage in 2020, confirming it's the real deal. Then you have the 2015 incidents with the USS Theodore Roosevelt, which gave us two videos codenamed Gimbal and Go Fast. In the Gimbal video, you can hear the pilot's raw, unscripted reactions. One of them shouts, "Look at that thing, it's rotating." The object appears to fly against a strong headwind without losing speed. While the pilots were amazed by the rotation, some analysts argue this could be an optical illusion created by the camera's gimbal system and infrared glare, not an object physically spinning. More recently, AARO has released footage from the Middle East. One striking video, taken by an MQ-9 Reaper drone in 2022, shows what appears to be a small metallic orb moving across the screen. AARO has labeled this case unresolved, saying that while the object doesn't seem to be behaving anomalously, they still don't know what it is. The fact that these encounters are happening in active conflict zones just adds another layer of seriousness. To understand why these videos are such a big deal, you need to hear about a framework popularized by Luis Elizondo. He's the man who claims he ran a previous, secretive Pentagon program sometimes called AATIP. It's worth noting the Pentagon has disputed his official role, but his story has been influential. He laid out what he calls the 5 observables, 5 characteristics reported in UAP encounters that seem to separate them from any known technology. First, anti-gravity lift, the ability to fly without wings or visible engines, like the Tic Tac. Second, instantaneous acceleration, the ability to speed up and change direction so fast it would crush a human crew. Third, hypersonic speeds without signatures, moving at incredible speeds, but without the sonic booms or heat trails we'd expect. Fourth, low observability, the ability to be stealthy, avoiding radar or even the naked eye. And fifth, transmedium travel, moving seamlessly between different environments, like from the air into the sea. Witness accounts from the Nimitz encounter describe objects appearing to do just this, though solid, instrument-verified proof of a craft moving between air and water without changing performance remains elusive. While AARO doesn't officially use this framework, these 5 points, drawn from pilot testimony and data analysis, are the very reason the UAP topic is now taken so seriously inside the government. Now, let's get back to solid ground and look at the government's official skeptical position. In March 2024, AARO released its Historical Record Report, a huge review of the US government's history with UAPs since 1945. Its main conclusion was blunt. AARO found no empirical evidence that any UAP sighting was extraterrestrial technology or part of a secret program that wasn't properly reported to Congress. The report went on to debunk many historical UFO myths and listed the most common culprits for sightings: airborne junk like mylar balloons, commercial drones, weather balloons, and just misidentifying normal aircraft. They argue that many cases are unidentified simply because the data was too poor to make a clear call. This is the government's official off-ramp. They're admitting the sightings are real, but they're stopping way short of any extraordinary explanation. They're essentially saying, yes, we see strange things, but they're probably just things we don't recognize yet. So that's the official line. But does that fully account for a Tic Tac object described by decorated fighter pilots? Or the object in the gimbal video that had them so baffled? What do you think is the most compelling piece of evidence so far? Let me know in the comments. So if the official story is, it's probably just balloons, then we're left in a strange place. Why would Congress pass laws to force more UAP disclosure? And why have high-ranking intelligence officials, like whistleblower David Grush, testified to Congress under oath about alleged secret crash retrieval and reverse engineering programs? These actions suggest that even within the government, there's a deep dissatisfaction with the public explanation. The story is no longer just about strange lights. It's about a battle for information right here on the ground. Here's the fundamental disconnect. The public-facing AARO office says it has no evidence of anything extraordinary. At the same time, a growing chorus of credible military and intelligence insiders are telling Congress and the world that there is much more being hidden. The real wow moment isn't any single video. It's the fact that our own government seems deeply divided on what it knows and what it's willing to say. The biggest question isn't what's in the videos, but what other data, context, and incidents are still being held back. So what can we say for certain? The Pentagon has, without a doubt, confirmed that for decades, its most advanced military assets have documented encounters with objects they could not identify. They've released authentic footage that to this day contains unresolved cases, and they've created an official office to study the problem, legitimizing a topic that was once on the absolute fringe. While they have not confirmed aliens, they have absolutely confirmed a mystery. The idea of a single massive data dump might be a fantasy for now, but the slow, steady release of information is already happening. The truth isn't arriving in a tidal wave, but drop by drop. And every new piece of evidence seems to only deepen the mystery, proving that when it comes to what's flying in our skies, we still have a lot to discover. The age of denial is over. The age of discovery has just begun. This is a story that is constantly changing. If you want to stay on top of the latest developments and explore the evidence with a critical eye, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And please, share this video with someone who needs to see the facts.